Hello everyone and welcome to this week's Top 5 Wednesday. The topic for this week is books that you will finally read in 2017. So I've picked 5 books that I've had for a hell of a long time and that I probably should have read by now but just haven't. And I feel like by saying that I'm going to read them now before 2016 is over, that will kind of prompt me to definitely read them in 2017. So the first book that I want to read next year is City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. This is the first book in the Mortal Instruments series and I've had this book forever. It's a hugely popular series. This is the only book in the series that I do have though, because I wanted to kind of pick the books up as I went along in case I didn't like it. I don't know why I wouldn't like it because it's been recommended to me so many times. As I said, it's massively popular. It's YA, it's fantasy, it's paranormal, it's got angels and demon hunter type things in it. I think all of those things sound amazing and I'm sure I will love it, but just in case, I do just have the first book, so I will definitely be giving this a go. I want to read this entire series and its companion trilogy, The Infernal Devices, next year as well. I do actually have all 3 of those books because I got a box set of them, but this is the only Mortal Instruments book that I have. So yeah, I do want to pick it up. If you guys have any tips on what order I should read them in, because I know there is some debate about the best order to read the Mortal Instruments and The Infernal Devices. Is it by publication date or is there another order that I should know about? Please let me know. Another book that I really want to read next year is I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson. I have read Jandy Nelson's other YA book, The Sky is Everywhere, and really enjoyed that. But this one does often get a lot better reviews than that one, so I do want to pick this one up. This is a YA contemporary. I've heard it's quite emotional. I've heard that there is a little bit of a twist in the end as well, which really intrigues me. So I really do need to pick this up because I've heard this is better than The Sky is Everywhere, which I did really enjoy. So yeah, this really needs to be read by me next year at some point. Another series that I really need to read soon is the Lunar Chronicles series by Marissa Meyer. This is the first book, Cinder. I do actually have all 4 books in this series, so I really do need to get on them really fast. These are YA sci-fi fairy tale retellings, which just sound awesome. They do have a massive fandom as well, so I'm hoping that I will be able to jump on that bandwagon. I have heard really good things about them. I think they're quite funny. They're obviously really unusual being sci-fi fairy tale retellings, so yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting onto this series. And a trilogy that I really also need to read next year, and I've had this book for so long, so I really do need to read it, and that is The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. I've never read any Tolkien, and I feel terrible as a fantasy fan saying that. I haven't read The Hobbit. I do have The Hobbit, so I will probably read that before I read this. This is a bind-up of all 3 books in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and I'm going to say this, and you're going to stare at me really open-mouthed, but I haven't seen the final Lord of the Rings films. I've seen all of the Hobbit films, but I've only seen the first 2 Lord of the Rings films, and I know there's absolutely no excuse for that at all, but I think when the Lord of the Rings films were coming out, the early Harry Potter films were coming out as well, and I think I just sort of threw myself into Harry Potter and completely neglected the Lord of the Rings films. So I'm going to read the books and then probably watch the films again, because I haven't actually seen the first 2 films properly since they first came out, and I was obviously quite a lot younger then, so I do need to get back into Tolkien's world because he has so many amazing fans, and as a fantasy fan I feel like I should probably be a part of that as well. So I really want to dig into this and see what I make of it. And the last book that I want to read next year, and this is probably going to be a massive project for me, but I do want to dedicate some real time and effort into it, and that is It by Stephen King. This is a massive book. It's not even his biggest book, but I do love me some Stephen King, so I do want to jump into this. I've heard really amazing things about this one as well, and you guys know that I love Stephen King best when he's doing his classic horror, which is what it is, I think. So yeah, I'm really excited to get into this. It will take me a long time. It's going to take a lot of hard slog. As you can see, it's over 1,200 something pages, 1,300 something pages. So yeah, it's going to take me a while, but I didn't read enough Stephen King last year. I really do miss him. So yeah, I'm hoping this is going to be a really awesome, big, chunky Stephen King fix. And that is it for the books that I definitely want to read next year. Obviously, there are some others that I want to read. There's quite a lot of awesome new releases coming out next year as well, which obviously I will read. So what books do you want to read next year? Let me know in the comments down below. I will leave all my social media down below as normal. I hope you're having an awesome day, and I'll see you very soon for another video. Bye bye.